everybody, it is Corey from Gemini Guitar and we're back with some stoner rock riffing today. So this is basically a triplet drone riff, but what's interesting about it is that we're going to be taking out some of the triplet articulations, so letting them tie in, I wouldn't say unusual, but just giving it a bit of space, and it does make for a more interesting sort of sound. So I'll explain that as we go anyway. So the tuning that we're in is B standard, also known as the baritone tuning, although I'm not playing a baritone guitar, of course. It's an Epiphone SG Pro. The sound that I'm using is off the Line 6 tone port UX1. And if you want to support the channel, by the way, you can do that through the download store. You can see the link below the video. Any support is greatly appreciated. So starting in the 12th position, we're going to be placing the first finger on the 12th fret string 5. Mainly we're going to be using a down strumming motion, and occasionally I'll be using an up strum, so just look out for that when it occurs. So for the first beat we will be playing three articulations for the triplet. But for the second triplet we're going to let that first articulation go and then follow that up with the last two of the triplet. So the first half of bar 1 should sound like this. I do like to use some subtle vibrato as I do this, because I think the vibrato adds a little bit of character to the droning sound. So for beat 3, we're skipping the middle part of the triplet and just playing the first and third part of it. And then we're going to skip the first part of the last triplet for the bar. And we're going to play the 14th fret and open string, string 5 for the 14th fret, and then we're going to pull back to the 12th fret. So bar 1 will sound like this. Okay, so moving into the second bar now. We're going to skip the middle triplet, and then for the second beat of that bar, we're going to skip the first part of the triplet. And if you're looking carefully there, you'll notice that's a repetition of the second half of bar 1. Then what we're going to do is we're going to introduce a strum and slide from the 14th fret to the 17th fret. Before restrumming that 17th fret. Strum it again, slide back to 14 and restrum the 14th. So bar 2 will sound like this. For the second half of the riff, we're going to be starting at the 14th fret on the 5th string, pulling to 12 and going back to the 14th. Skipping out the first part of the triplet for beat 2, strumming the 12th, hammering to 14. Actually, you could probably, is it a hammer on? Yeah, I think it is, so it's... Yeah, it is. And then in the third and fourth beat, we've got the triplet on beat 3 will skip the middle part of the triplet. And then for the last triplet, we're going to skip the first part of it. So it's letting it tie from the previous triplet, strumming at the 12th fret, hammering to 14. Which is basically the same as the second half of bars 1 and 2, except for the notes being the other way around. So whereas before it was the 14th to 12th, this time it's the 12th to 14th. So bar 3 will sound like this. Then we're finishing up with the last bar of the riff, so we're starting at the 14th fret, doing that at the beginning and the end of the triplet, leaving the middle to tie in. And then the first part of the triplet, we're going to leave that, start the 12th fret, hammer to 14. So I think this is basically a repetition of the second half of bar 3. Yes, it is. Then we're going to finish off with basically a similar idea to what we finished with in the second bar, except different positions and notes and things. So I've got 14th sliding to 12th, restrumming that 12th position, restrumming the 12th position again there, sliding to 7th position and then restrumming that. So bar 4 should sound like this. Now, just like in the introduction there, I went down into the 7th position and I utilized some of the notes from the Phrygian scale. So we have the root note, minor second, and then we've got the, I guess that's the minor 7th in the lower octave there. Yeah. So basically what I was doing was, I mean, you can muck around with it a bit. There's no real exact plan to it, but I guess the point of this lesson is to take the idea and then try out some different scales with it. Generally, the darker scales work best. The pentatonic sounds pretty good too. Phrygian scales, natural minor scales, things like that. So you get something like this. Man, it could have been a bit different from what I played in the intro because I was basically just improvising there, but you get the drift, so yeah. Anyway, so I hope you've enjoyed that lesson. You can look forward to more of those. I'll be doing some more stoner rock in the future. Don't forget there's the pack available over at the website, so if you want to save some money, quite a bit actually, I think it's over $20 saving, you can buy all the stoner rock lessons I've done for the low price of $39.95. So anyways, until the next lesson, bye for now.